Hello everyone. Today we are doing a science sound experiment with music and sound. So we are going to create a straw pan flute. So I have everything here that we need to make it with, but I thought I'd start off by showing you what a pan flute actually is. So this is what the real pan flute looks like. It's made out of wood. It's typically decorated with some nice string or fabric. And then you blow over top of it to make sound. So it sounds something like this. So you just blow right over the top. I bet some of you have tried this with maybe an empty water bottle or Coke bottle or something like that. You can blow over the top of the lid and it makes a sound. These are the same way, but if you notice, they're all different lengths. So as we make our straw pan flute, I want you to notice which length makes the lowest sound and which length makes the highest sound. So I'll play it again one more time for you before we make ours. So that's what it sounds like when it's made out of wood. Now our straw one will not be that loud because it's a smaller surface. But I have bought just like a package of straws at Walmart, and so they're not super expensive, and so I just pulled out 5 straws. I chose different colors. The ones on the ends are the same color. So you're gonna line up your straws and put them in whatever order you need, and you'll need some tape, just regular Scotch tape, some scissors, a pen, and a ruler. So you're gonna take your ruler, you're gonna take your first straw and you're gonna see how long it is in inches. Okay, so when I hold mine up to the edge, it is about 7.5 inches, about 7.5 inches. So we're not going to cut the first straw. So take your first straw and put it to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna take my second straw, I'm gonna lay it next to the ruler, and I'm gonna cut 1/2 inch off. So 7.5 minus half is 7. So I'm gonna mark where 7 is with my pen. Okay, and you'll just have a little line like this on your straw. Okay, then I'm gonna put that over next to my other straw. Now I'm gonna take my third straw and I'll mark up another 1/2 inch. So it was 7, so now we want 6.5 inches. So find your 6.5 mark. So we're making them shorter and shorter each time. 6.5 mark, put your little pin marking on it so you know where to cut, and then lay it over there. Take your fourth straw. We're gonna be at 6 inches now, 6 inches. Now these you can do, as long as you get shorter and shorter each time, it's gonna work out. And then we should now be at 5.5 inches for our last straw. 5.5 inches. Okay, so you should have a marking on each of your straws of where to cut. Now you can cut them straight or you can be fancy and cut them at an angle. I've already made one over here, and this is what it looks like when you put it all together. So I just cut those straight, but you could cut them at an angle if you want to. All right, so I'm gonna pull my straws back over here in the same order. It's very important that you keep them in the same order, okay? So this first one, we do not cut. Now we're gonna take our scissors. I'm gonna find where I drew the line. I'm gonna cut off right on that line. I'm gonna put it right next to it. Okay, then I'm gonna take my next straw, cut it off a little bit more. That's kind of fun. Just goes flying. And then I'm gonna cut off a little more on my next one where I marked. And then my last one's gonna be my shortest one. All right, so now we're gonna line them up. Make sure you can see it. Okay, so you're gonna line them up at the top. Okay, so at the top, all of them should be even. You can kind of even use your ruler to make sure that they're all even. All right, so you see how they're all kind of lined up there? Now I'm gonna take my tape and I'm gonna tape across. Mine have the stretchiness, so I don't want them to stretch out, so I'm gonna tape across the extension part where you could make it longer if you want, but we don't want to do that. Okay, so I taped it on the front. Now I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to tape it on the back so it's nice and secure. All right, and it should look something like this. So you see how they're all different lengths. All right, so I told you at the beginning we need to be thinking about, does the longer straw make a low sound or a high sound? And does the shorter straw make a low sound or a high sound? So how does the length of the straw affect the sound? Okay, so like I said before, your straws are not going to be as loud as the real pan flute, but they're kind of mimicking the same sound. So here is what it kind of sounds like. So you're going to put it right here on your lip, and you're going to blow down towards, like to blow right across the top of the straw. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but you can hear the different pitches based on the different size of the straw. So as you play, I want you to figure out what kind of sound does the longest straw make. Okay, so what do you predict? Do you think it makes a low sound, the lowest sound, or the highest sound? The longest straw. Okay, now we're gonna play and we're gonna listen for the shortest straw. What do you think it's gonna play? The highest sound or the lowest sound? All right, make your predictions, write them down. See if you're gonna be right. I'm gonna give you the answers here in just a second. So, write down what you think is true. Do you think the longest one is the lowest sound or the highest sound? Do you think the shortest one has the lowest sound or the highest sound? Make your predictions. Okay, so here comes the science part to sound. So the longer the straw, the lower the sound is going to be, because when you blow at the top, the air has to travel a longer way to get at the bottom. So if you're blowing in the top, the air's coming from the top, it has to travel all the way down here. So the sound waves get bigger because there's more and more space to fill up. So the bigger the sound wave, the lower the note. So in contrast, if this straw is the shortest straw, do you see how it's much shorter? So the shortest straw doesn't have as far to go. The air doesn't have as far to go to get out the bottom. So it makes the highest sound because it has tiny little waves, little vibrations that go through it. So this is going to be the highest note. So the longest straw is the lowest note, and the shortest straw is the highest note. And you can hear that when you play it. So have fun practicing with your pan flute, your straw pan flute. And if you get really good, you might even be able to play a song on your little flute. Not quite. It was kind of like Mary Had a Little Lamb. Not exactly the right notes. But if you want to get really creative, all the parts that you chopped off, you can make a little mini pan flute. So you can have a big pan flute and a mini pan flute. This one gets really high because it's so small. Woo! That little one is so tiny. It makes such a high note. So have fun with that. That's how you make it. I can't wait to see videos of you all playing your pan flute. Maybe some of you will even figure out how to make a song out of it. So have fun and good luck.